Alright, so I decided to change. Well, I didn't change anything, obviously, because I don't know. I was playing Dead Rising, and I was like, shit's too dour and too depressing and shit. So I decided to start. Well, I'm trying to finish what I start, okay? Um, I started Paper Mario. I got through the first chapter, and this is the start of the second chapter, if anybody's keeping up, which at this point, I don't blame you if you're not, because I'm just a fucking nobody on YouTube. Still, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having just 20 subscribers. I'm just speaking on my own behalf, not trying to classify everybody who is in this kind of same subscriber range as I am as a nobody. I'm just talking about myself here, because I'm the only one here, obviously. But regardless, I'm trying to finish the games that I starting with Dead Rising and then Paper Mario and all the other ones that I started before I start anything else because I'm running out of shit to record if I go the way I'm going now, which it's not gonna happen for a while because I got a lot of shit. And if you have suggestions, I could probably find it for cheap somewhere, maybe online. Who knows? Because I don't have a Steam account because I have no computer to run it. And nobody cares about this dialogue shit because I'm not gonna go through reading it because it's gonna take forever if I do because I'm a slow reader. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not. I don't have dyslexia or anything. At least I don't think I do. So I seem to be understanding shit fine. It's just I'm a slow reader. I just don't care. It's 4 in the morning. That's my excuse anyway. But either way, if you have any suggestions on what you think I should play or should try out, or what's your favorite game that you like to play on your downtime, maybe I want to check it out. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. It's kind of up to me to decide. But if you want to let me know on the various social media platforms. I have them all except for the fucking Snapchat, which I still don't understand. But you know, I feel like I don't need it. It's fine. I feel like it's just a bunch of pictures anyway. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna finish kind of what I started. I was gonna do the thing, but I remembered where I was at in that game, and essentially, the point where I left off was in the cabin with no weapons, no healing items, and one partner that's like half dead. So I'm just gonna have to pick that up whenever I can, cause I don't feel like stressing myself out any more than I have, which is why I'm playing this. I beat this maybe a handful of times. Never get tired of it really, even though I kind of know this. Generally know what to do. I don't know all the secrets. I've never done the Pit of 1,000 Trials, and I just went through the story mode. Essentially, it. If you have any suggestions on what I should do in this game, let me know. Any secrets that you know about this, because I'm not a diehard Paper Mario dude guy, whatever. I just like to play video games. That's all I want to do on YouTube. That's all I want to do is play video games. I don't even care if I get paid for it. Honestly, if you decide to watch and I want to play what I want to play and you decide to watch, that's good enough for me. That's the payment I need. That's It's not that I crave attention. It's just I like when people enjoy what I enjoy. It makes me feel nice, you know? It makes me feel like a sense of camaraderie here, which also kind of ties into my other kind of hobby interest, which is punk rock music. Which I don't know who's familiar with this whole punk rock scene and what it's about. If you are familiar with it, let me know. Let me know what your favorite band is. I want to check them out too. Um, but if you're not familiar with it, essentially, a lot of people like to confuse punk rock music with anger, and it's not all about that. It's more just it's more freedom of expression, and freedom is more freedom of expression and freedom of speech. and it's not in a political sense. It's more just a generalization, and that's that kind of ties in with the whole camaraderie thing. Like you feel like when you're at when especially when you're at a live show, which I just went to one. I didn't just get back from one. I just maybe it was about I don't know, not that long ago, but it was Rancid, Suicidal Tendencies, and Pennywise. And the feel you get when you're in that crowd and the music's loud as shit and everybody's having a good fucking time. You're having beer thrown all over you. You got punched in the fucking head. And yet, you're not mad about it because you're all in that same mindset of we're just all here to have a good time. Sure, we're aggressive. Yeah, sure, we like to get angry, but that's not what it's about. Some dude was trying to fight this other dude, and they fucking hugged it out. They hugged it out, and they were like, "Oh, come here, bro." It's like fucking yeah. It's like that's nice to see. They didn't throw any punches or nothing. It was awesome. And that's what I mean about the sense of togetherness that it brings. Because when you're in a mosh pit and say you fall down or you trip, they don't stomp all over you. They fucking pick you up. They two some dude, the dude next to you, the dude behind you, dude in front of you, will scoop you up off the ground, fucking without a second's hesitation. And like I said, the punk rock's not all about negativity and bad feelings and anger. It's not just that. I mean, sure, a lot of bands like to scream and yell and get angry, but that's just kind of like a way to get your point across. And I don't know. I feel like that's the whole YouTube scape here. We're all just a bunch of outcasts and misfits in our own lives, and when we go on here, we have a place to go. We have a place to talk to people about things we like, our little niche little interests here, and we have other people that understand that, and it makes me feel good because in the real world I have nobody to talk to about video games and punk rock. I mean, my girlfriend, she understands everything I talk about, so there's that one person. But if I go out and try to, let's say I go out and try to make friends, and I try to be like, oh, they ask me, oh, what do you like, and what kind of music do you like? I tell them the bands, and they're just like, oh, you like that stuff, that angry music? I don't want to lecture them, kind of like how I'm doing now. I don't try to change their mind, because to me that would feel like I'm trying to preach and trying to be like indoctrinate them into like a certain way of thinking, which goes against my whole philosophy as a person and what I learned through this whole style of music and this whole subgenre of rock and roll, whatever. Because punk rock's not the only music that I like, but it's the one I'm drawn to the most. And when I try to explain this to somebody, they think I'm just talking out of my ass and just making shit up. No, I mean I'm not the ambassador of this whole genre here, but I'm familiar enough to think like, oh, you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to act a certain way to like this music. You can just like it. You don't have to have the mohawk and the leather jacket and the fucking tattoos or whatever. You don't have to do any of that. That's more of a comfortability thing on an individual's part rather than it's just I'm not even talking about this fucking game. There's no gameplay in this fucking section. I just hate the Princess Peach parts. I went on this whole tangent about punk rock music, and I hope somebody's listening because honestly, I love this. I love the whole scene, which I'm in Idaho, and there's the severe lack of this whole particular scene here of the punk rock subgenre. There's a lot of good music, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of artists here that are really good. It's just not my thing. And I can appreciate talent where it is, and I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, just because I don't like it, it's not good." That's not the way I like to think. If it's good, I'll say it's good. But if it's not my thing, It doesn't mean it's bad. It's not my thing. People like it. And I understand why they like it. It's just I'm not drawn to it like other people are. And I'm not judging anybody on what they like because I'm not a fucking asshole. I'm just saying. Just, a lot of people just judge me on what I like and how I look, and it's funny too because I work in customer service. I work serving people their food, and I try to be a genuine nice guy to these people, and they're nice to me back. But some people, I'll recognize these people out in the wild, out in the real world, and they'll just treat me like garbage. They'll treat me like I'm just a lesser of a person because I don't look I don't look like anybody else, and that's fine. That's okay. They can think what they want. I'm not gonna try to change their mind because then I'd just probably come off as an asshole too. I mean, I can inform them. I can inform them. I'm not gonna try to just, oh, you should think a certain way. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be them. I'm not gonna stoop to their level. I can just inform them and hope they make a decision. And if they just choose to if they choose to think the way they think, and just continue on that path that's their choice. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can say to change their mind. And that's okay. It's like all I'm trying to say is, it's gonna sound cliche as shit, but don't judge a book by its cover. That's what we're all taught as kids, right? Don't judge somebody by the way they look because they could be the nicest person in the world. God, I talked about that whole thing and I wasn't paying attention to what the fuck they were saying. Hopefully somebody was. Somebody who cares about the dialogue and everything, which if you're watching, I'm pretty sure you already know, but yeah, no, that's my whole tangent on the subgenre of punk rock music. It's not just the music that draws people to it and keeps them there. Sure, that's like kind of the eye catch of the whole thing is the music draws them in, but the sense of belonging and the sense of camaraderie keeps them there. And I feel like that's very important for people to understand. I hope I got through to somebody, and hopefully they'll be like, oh, well, I want to check this out then because it's not bad. And I understand why people don't seem to gravitate towards it too much like I have. Maybe it's not their thing. Maybe that's fine. I'm not gonna change your mind. That's just you. You have your preferences and I have mine. But you know, maybe if we met sometime in the real world, maybe we'd be cool with each other regardless of our preferences. That's the way the world should work. But I know I'm on the internet trying to preach this shit, and this is the wrong place to do it, honestly, because people disagree on the dumbest shit, and they let it define people as people. But I think I'm gonna cut it off there because it's just a bunch of dialogue crap. All right, well, like I said, hopefully I got to somebody, but I'll see you in the next episode, I guess.